Welcome to the end of the world. There have been so many times here in Sri Lanka that I've just thought, oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful place on earth. And yeah, this is another one.
It's pretty good. It's pretty spectacular.
It's 5 AM and we're going to the world's end. We have just arrived here at the beginning of the Horton Plains hike. We left our Airbnb at about 5 o'clock this morning, and to get here it took around about an hour. It is only 30 kilometers, but the road is very windy, so it does take you about an hour. We actually arranged a tuk-tuk yesterday to pick us up from our Airbnb, which cost 3,500 rupees, which is approximately $20 US.
So you guys are probably wondering why we got up so early to come here, given that it's going to be open all day. It is a national park after all. And it's basically because here in the Horton Plains, every day at about 10:30, this big thick mist comes over and just blankets the whole of the plains. So we're actually trying to get to the world's end before that happens. We've been told the earlier you get here, the better.
Despite the fact that most of Sri Lanka is like a really warm tropical country, the Horton Plains is actually the coldest and the windiest place in the entire country, with average temperatures only going up to about 18 degrees Celsius. I feel like we could be in another country. This is the first time that we've actually worn our jumpers here in Sri Lanka, and it just feels very different to everywhere else we've been so far. I don't know why I thought I'd bring sunglasses. It's not really that sunny. Today's hike is going to be about 10 kilometers round trip, but from what I can gather and from what I've read, it's pretty flat. So as you guys can see, the path is pretty easy and like it's very wide. And because it's so cold, I don't think we're going to encounter any scary reptiles. Check this rock out. I feel like this is exactly what Mars looks like. I don't know, I've never been to Mars, but is this what Mars looks like? What do you think? Is this what Mars looks like?
I think so. It's very much what I'd imagine it to be, like very barren. Like not the trees, but like the rocks. I could see it. So we were actually told by our tuk-tuk driver, since this became a UNESCO World Heritage Site back in 2010, the Samba deer population has really boomed and absolutely thrived here. Which means the leopards have moved in. So, you know, ample food source for them. So we have been told that there are a number of leopards here in the park. Now, it is pretty unlikely that you're gonna come across a leopard, but I don't know, it's just something to keep in mind.
I wouldn't even know what to do if we stumbled across a leopard. I would just freeze. Because you can't climb up a tree to hide from them, because they'll just climb up and chase you. We've got to climb up these rocks. There have been so many times here in Sri Lanka that I've just thought, oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful place on earth. And yeah, this is another one.
I walked off to vlog and now Sally's missing. I've lost her in the park. What am I gonna tell her mum? Hi Diane, sorry, I lost Sally in Sri Lanka. Sorry. Oh no, there she is. Are you coming? I know. How nice is it?
It's so beautiful.
I love, like, can you hear that frog?
Yeah.
I think it's a frog.
It's like really nice, calming jungle sounds.
Alrighty, I hear voices up ahead. I see an opening. I think we're gonna get there. So, is it 800 meters, did you say?
It's an 880 meter drop, this cliff face.
It's going to be like a sheer cliff.
Yeah,
as well.
it just like plunges 880 meters, so.
Do you reckon it's gonna be barbed wire?
Well, I kind of would hope so, because we have heard that there have been some accidents with people taking selfies. So guys, please be careful if you're gonna take a selfie, and stand at least a meter away from the edge.
At least, guys, at least a meter.
I mean, nobody wants to die by selfie. That's not a good way to go.
Imagine that on your tombstone.
Welcome to the end of the world. Well, the world's end here in Sri Lanka. And guys, how beautiful is this? Oh my gosh. Watching the clouds move around the mountains, it's really spectacular.
So on a super clear day, you can actually see all the way to the sea. Today, unfortunately, there's a few clouds, so you can't see that far. But the clouds themselves are incredibly interesting. So as they rise up and pass over the mountain, they leave like the dew, the residue on all the trees. And so the dew all drains down into one of the main rivers here in Sri Lanka, which feeds a lot of the national parks. The ecosystem here is just incredible.
In like an instant, it just became so misty. How perfect was that timing? We got here, we managed to see like the 80-meter plunging cliff face, and now it's just covered in this crazy, dense, foggy mist. It is kind of a bit of like luck and chance really, because sometimes with the mist it can stay like this for hours, and sometimes the mist can lift in like 10 minutes, so we got really lucky today to actually be able to see over the cliff. But yeah, just something to keep in mind. But either way, it is so cool. Like, I can see why this is called the world's end, because it literally just looks like the world drops off. And now it's just covered in clouds, and it's just like a little spooky, but in like a really cool kind of way. How beautiful is this?
It's pretty good. Pretty spectacular. When you finish at the World's End, you can actually come back the way you came, back via Little World's End. But there is another way, because it's a loop. So we're gonna go chasing waterfalls. There is meant to be an incredible waterfall if we just keep following the loop. So we're meant to go right past it. I think I heard it earlier, so I'm keen.
I think we are definitely getting close to the waterfall. It is starting to sound really loud now.
I think we found the waterfall, maybe. I don't know. I think maybe we found it.
Are they laughing at us?
I think they might be.
I think they're laughing at us.
So we were just walking along, and this like older Sri Lankan lady was like, "Do you guys want some cake?" And we were like,
Yes.
"Yes."
Yes, I want some cake. How good is Sri Lankan hospitality? And it's like a coconutty, fruity kind of cake. And I tell you, it is just what I needed. Like, it's just given me, I can see the end now. Literally see it. It's probably about 800 meters away. And this is like the perfect sugar hit to get us through to the end. How good is Sri Lankan hospitality?
People in Sri Lanka are just so friendly.